Thanks for inviting me to joining this meeting. I'm very excited to be here with you and to take part of this JNF delegation with Efrat Shechter Eldan and my sister Linoy Madar. I wish the reason were different. Can you share my presentation? Thank you. So my name is Madar Itzhak. I was born in Kiryat Shmona, a small but very important city in the center of the Upper Galilee. I was raised in Metula, the northest village of the border with Lebanon. And in the last 8 years, I live in Kibbutz Neot Mordechai with my family, my husband, Itai, as you can see in a minute, and with my, here in front of us, and with my kids, 2 kids, Dor, 7.5 years old, and Gal, 3 years old. All those villages that you know, as you can know, Kiryat Shmona, Metula, Neot Mordechai, are in the Galilee, which means that the Galilee is my childhood view, and I'm here today because I want to do whatever I can to make sure that the Galilee will be the future of my kids. Those amazing people beside are my parents, David and Mazal. Their families came to Israel with nothing, from Syria and Tunisia. Their picture is here beside my kids to show that everything that I do is because I remember where I came from, my roots, and to who I committed to the next generation. In the last 10 years, I worked hard to reduce the gaps between center of Israel and the north, and I worked with diverse people and communities and managed leadership program to make our communities in the Galilee work together and raise our area. I have to say, until October 6th, I'm feeling that was good things are happening. A lot of students will come to Tel Chai Academics, hopefully soon to become university. A lot of startups, as you said, that focus on food tech and agrotech established in Kiryat Shmona. A lot of families came from the center and to live in Galilee during COVID-19 because they wanted to enjoy nature and quiet. And this is how it looked like. Wait. This is the Galilee then until October 6th. And this is now. On October 7th, everything was gone and the area changed into a war zone. Animals, forest, and agricultural land got burned. Actually, people got killed and murdered on the road on their way home. 49 people murdered from Hezbollah attack that last year. 12 of them are children from Majdal Shams, a Druze community from the Golan Heights. 12 children that just wanted to play football game and didn't come back home to their family. Here you can see. We all saw what Hamas did in the south of October 7th, invaded Israeli, kidnapped civilians, burned babies, and murdered people. But we feel that there is a silent war in the north of Israel almost a whole year that no one is talking about until this week, and that our voice should be heard. The world needs to understand that on October 8th, like you said, Hezbollah chose to join Hamas and started shooting us, and everyone was sure that it's a matter of time until Hezbollah invade the north of Israel as well. On October 8th, the head of our regional council asked people who can't to evacuated from their homes. And so I did. I evacuated with my family to Kibbutz Geva. And a few days later, our government evacuated all the communities from 0 until 5 kilometers from border. I want you to show it, to see it on the map. I want to show it here. If you make a zoom out and we look on that map, we can see that all this red line on the border from east to west, all that villages and cities are evacuated by the state. And the meaning is that now we have a buffer zone inside of Israeli border, and all the communities here is in a small green point like Neot Mordechai, my community, evacuated by themselves, which have no financial support or forces to remain living in a war zone without their jobs, without education system, without health services, and so on. And I'm aware now of the news here in Atlanta. I heard about the hurricane, and I understand that people buy more food, schools are closed and stores are closed too. There is a lot of stress outside, but we all know that it is only a few hours and it's gone. Imagine your life in the same situation, not for a week, not for a month. Imagine your life like this for 12 months, almost one whole year. Like I told you before, I choose to evacuate it by myself. I want you to see my husband. This is the non-evacuated kindergarten kids in Neot Mordechai. And this is how all the communities separate in other communities, other cities in Israel. This is my neighborhood from Metula, there, the place that I grew up, and this is how it's looked like. 75% of the houses are not exist anymore. And I want to talk about me a little bit. My husband got to serve the army in Gaza for 6 months. I stand behind with our 2 kids alone, without any education system for almost 2 months, without our friends, and even without my work, because all my projects were in the Galilee and they stopped immediately. I stay far away from my community with a lot of guilt, because even that I have the skills, the passion, the knowledge to help them, I cannot do so. I am a mom. I must protect my kids. One day I feel like I have no power to be with them, and I called to Menachem, Orthodox friends of mine, and I told him that I have no power to be with my kids, and I don't know what to do. And he told me, raise children in our world, especially in Israel, especially those days, it's a mission. And I told him, I know that, my brain know that, but my heart and my body doesn't. A few days after, I took my kids to the library and to spend some time together. When we arrived, my youngest son said suddenly, Mom, look, sorry about that. I pee on the floor without your help. That was his way to take control of his life those days. And I told my older son to hold on. I will clean it. I will be back to him. But he got a tantrum and anxiety attack, something that never happens before the war. It all started a few days after I told my eldest son that his best friend from school lost his dad in the war in Gaza. I will never forget this moment. I lost my mind. I didn't know what to do first. Who needs me more? But that moment make me understand something. It's make me understand that on October 7th, all my card in the game of life, card that my parents and I work very hard to get, they were brutally taken away from me. But I'm understood that only me can get them back. And so I did. Week by week, I brought them back and built myself and my family back better, back and even better. Before I came here, I used to say that there is no safety in Israel without north, without a strong community in the north. But now, when I'm here in Atlanta, I understand that there is no safety in the world without the north of Israel. Because can you imagine the Middle East without Israel? Can you imagine world that Middle East? It's obviously mean that the game is over. There was a lot of moments that broke my heart this year, but also some moments, and especially people that were light of candle in my dark world, and a lot of people that make me feel hope again. Here in the presentation, you can see my Door's first day at his new school. And the second picture, this picture was taken on October 19 from my brother-in-law wedding. On October 7th, my husband and my brother-in-law and my sister-in-law went, three of them, to reserve the army, while his father's on his agriculture on the border in Margaliot. And here you can see them taking a few hours past to get married and celebrate under attack in the north of Israel. Tomorrow, our visit here in Atlanta will come to its end, and we will go back to Israel, and each of one of us will go back to our children and to our community. And I know I will be need sometimes to really understand the impact of this delegation, of this visit on me. But there is a meaningful thought that I want to share with you right now. First, we have met a lot of people from Atlanta, especially women, I have to say, and we felt that love. We felt how they care and engage us with us, and we felt how they want and need that connection without. We felt how our personal story make an impact because suddenly the story had a face. And I don't know how, but it's obvious for me that we need to find or establish some platform to make this connection ongoing. The second is we have been in 3 schools. At the beginning, we didn't understand why it's so important and how we can talk about the situation with children, with them. But now we understood that those children, we will be the next leaders of the Jewish community. And we must have their Jewish identity and make them feel proud of it. Third, I came here to share with you my story. I understood that my story had a missing piece. Our visit here with the people helped me to find, and now it's not only my story, but it's our story, Israel's story. In nature, coal and diamonds are made from the same chemical substance. The difference between them is the amount of the connection between the material. The state of Israel was established not only because the pioneers that made Aliyah after the Shoah, not only because the agriculture, not because of the people in the north and south, not only because we are startup nation or the most brilliant and strong army in the world. Israel stands strong because the connection between the Jewish people all around the world. And for that, I want to thank to thank you. Thank you, Jewish National Fund, for seeing the potential of the nurse, investing so generously in our development and committing, helping us building back better. Thank you so much, Beth, Nicole, and all entire JNF staff for hosting us. And thank you all for listening me. Shana Tova. I wish all the people in the north are, of course, the hostages will be home soon again and safety. Thank you.